I'm Ben Gordon. Welcome to my home.
We're up close with basketball star Ben Gordon, NCAA winner and guard for the Charlotte Bobcats. We spend a day with the dual national who's reconnecting with his British roots.
I do feel British, even though I was only there for 10 months.
We get really up close.
This is a family show, so I'm gonna have to ask you guys to leave now.
We meet the new addition to the Gordon household.
Oh!
We unveil Ben's secret passion.
Behind his rocking chair, there's a whole nother world.
And we reveal the invitation which got him out at midnight.
Be a special treatment. We're going to the back.
But like any finely tuned engine, Ben's well-honed body first needs fueling.
My name is Chef Adam Sterling. I'm Ben Gordon's personal chef. Today we're gonna make for breakfast cheddar scramble with strawberry yogurt parfait and a English muffin with apricot preserves. Really healthy stuff.
While Adam rustles up breakfast, Ben is working off a few stresses and strains with his fitness coach. The 2011-12 season may have ended early with his then team, the Detroit Pistons, failing to make the playoffs, but that's no excuse for Ben to slacken off the gym work.
It was my son's birthday, so we drove down to Chicago, but we celebrated his first birthday on Saturday at the Children's Museum in Chicago. And so it was great. You know, my family from New York flew in. My fiance's family flew in. And then she's from Chicago, so, you know, a lot of family and friends came to celebrate with us. And then the next day, Elijah was getting christened. So we went back to my church in Chicago that I used to go to while I was a member of the Chicago Bulls. And we had his christening there. And then after that, we had a family dinner, like a Mother's Day dinner. So, you know, we got to celebrate with all the mothers in the family. And it was a great weekend. It was a real big weekend. And being in Detroit now, you know, I drove back up 5 hours, so that's the reason why I'm so tight today. Been in the car all day, my knees folded up, so it's good to be getting a little workout in at the house and just getting the blood flowing a little bit.
And Mum Yvonne is on hand to lend a little support. Raised in London, Yvonne moved her family to New York when Ben was just 10 months old, not expecting her youngest child to become a pro basketball player.
I never really thought about sports because education meant so much to us before, and that's what I was mainly keen on, you know, just encouraging my children to do well in school, because I know that would be able to take them through life, you know. So I never really thought about playing basketball. And then also living in England, I was more used to football, you know. So if I ever thought of any sport for my son, you know, it probably would be in that area. But apparently, you know, he was gifted in basketball, and, you know, he was recognized from a very young age. And you know, this is the result today.
And the results have been astounding. Ben led the University of Connecticut to the NCAA title in 2004. That year, he was drafted by the renowned Chicago Bulls. In his first year in the Windy City, he became the first ever rookie to win the league's Sixth Man Award. After 5 years at the Bulls, Ben signed a 5-year, $55 million contract to play for the Detroit Pistons. In the summer of 2012, he joined the Charlotte Bobcats. Known throughout the league as one of its fittest players, Ben's physical prowess is down to his single-minded determination.
I've been fortunate to have seen him play at a younger age, or just because we're both from the same town. So, you know, so I'm familiar with him, and, you know, since a kid, he's put in countless hours in the gym. He's worked hard. He's always done extra. You know, he always looked to excel. Always been a leader, and just his drive from youth all the way to now, which he's always just wanted to do more, work the hardest, and put in the time, and always looking to learn more and see what else he can do to become better.
And that is as far as Ben's willing to go in showing us the secrets of his super fit body.
This is a family show, so I'm gonna have to ask you guys to leave now.
Back in the kitchen, breakfast is served. But the topic of conversation is about one thing only: Ben's return to the UK to make his debut for Team GB at the London Olympics, and getting reacquainted with some culinary delights during his downtime.
It was like 2 days off, like 2 full days off.
And during those 2 days, we'll have to get you some fish and chips and some steak and kidney pie.
But they don't make the fish and chips the same. It doesn't taste how it used to taste. Like I remember in like the newspaper,
That's what I was gonna say.
like the vinegar.
It was so much fun.
Like
I know.
But I don't know how clean that is, but it still
Well,
tastes good.
I mean, during those times, like, I don't think anyone was thinking about, the hygiene or whatever. It's just so delicious. And every time I go back, I think about, I've got to get me a steak and kidney pie. They make the best chips in the world.
And look who's joined in the conversation. It's little Elijah, a person who's changed his father's focus in life.
Yeah, it's the best thing that's happened to me. It puts everything into perspective.
Makes life.
Gives you a different outlook on life.
Yeah.
You know? Makes you more focused.
Very much so, yeah.
So,
And apparently...
Anytime-
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, like anytime there's, something going on in your life or like bad, and anytime you see him smile, it just kind of uplifts your whole, your vibe and everything. So it's been great. It's hard, but it's been great.
Soon after breakfast, Ben is eager to show us something special.
All right, guys, let me take you to one of my favorite rooms in the house. Yeah, so before I show you my favorite room in the house, I want you guys to get a look at, my trophy, which I won my rookie year in the league, 2004-2005 season. This is the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award, basically awarding the, most productive or best sixth man in the entire league, and I was the first rookie to ever win that award. So this is something that I always, hold dearly and very proud of, even though it was a while ago. It's still a heck of an accomplishment to win any kind of award in the NBA, and I can show my son this one day, and he can say, "Wow, Dad, you did that." So that's the award. Now we can head into the room. Now let's go get dressed.
And you've guessed Ben's favorite room is his closet.
To all my British fans out there, please excuse the untidy closet, but hey, it's the life of a professional athlete, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty messy guy. But normally it's a little bit more structured. Let me show you guys my belt collection. I'm huge into belts. These are just a few of them. Anyone who knows of Hermes in Paris, I have a beautiful green crocodile belt that I got from Paris a few summers ago. Actually, when I was taking a trip to London, me and my cousin took a train ride to Paris, and we were able to find some pretty unique belts. It's kind of funky, but sometimes I'm in a funky mood. This is another one. It's brown. It's nice. So I like colorful stuff sometimes. My style is pretty simple and classic, but sometimes I like to have something that pops from the outfit. So.
But his belt collection doesn't compare to his hoard of shoes. And who has the most, Ben or his fiancée?
You would guess her, wouldn't you? But I've been collecting my shoes. I still have shoes from my high school days. I have a contract with Nike, so they always send me some of the latest and, most interesting sneakers. And then I also like to collect like high fashion or high, these are a pair of McQueen Chuckers. You see the signature McQueen skull on the tongue. Rest in peace to the great designer, Alexander McQueen. So I got stuff all over. Let me show you my shoe closet. I told you I love all different kinds of shoes and things. These are a very limited pair of the Marty McFly shoes. If anyone is a Back to the Future fan or have watched the movie before, this is what the guy was wearing in the movie. Looks kind of funky, but they're very limited and special shoe. These actually have like a light switch on them, like a battery. These things light up. Let me see if I can find where it's at. Oh well, can't find it, but anyway. These are a pair I haven't worn, but I got them as a collector. These are a pair of Christian Louboutin men's boots. As you see with the red sole on the bottom and the spikes, it adds a kind of motorcycle feel. Nice tough look. These are a pair of Yeezys. Shout out to Kanye West. He did a great job of designing these limited shoes with Nike. It's pretty cool actually that Nike is kind of open-minded, where they have, you know, different people from different walks of life designing shoes, not only athletes. So it's a good pair to have. I think it's just growing up in the house with my mom, my sister, my aunt, my grandmom, them all being able to sew and them all, you know, collecting so many shoes. So I was always around, you know, clothing and shoes, and I guess I've always, you know, kind of been immersed in fashion without, you know, even knowing it. And I just always, you know, like to dress nice. I like to, you know, feel good about, you know, my image and things like that. So I think that's where it springs from, is always being around people who are into clothing and, you know, kind of having a nice image.
And hidden away in the deepest corners of his baby son's room are further treasures.
Just to show you guys how much I like clothing, I'm into fashion. This is my son Elijah's nursery / changing table and room and all of that stuff. But behind this wall, Elijah doesn't even know it, behind his rocking chair, there's a whole nother world. The world of shoes, more shoes. So to answer your question, if I have more shoes than my fiance, the answer is yes. And these are my shelves where I come in on a game day and I walk around here endlessly for a while trying to figure out what shoes to wear. Sometimes I think it would be better off if I just had one pair so I didn't have to go through all that. Yeah, I gotta stop though.
Coming up, Ben tells us about his relationship with basketball legend Michael Jordan.
You know, he kind of took me under his wing early on in my career.
We see if Elijah's got game.
See? Look.
And we travel with Ben as he spends time with the Detroit community.
The kids are always grateful when they see someone that, you know, a lot of times they admire.
We're up close with NBA basketball star Ben Gordon as he chills at home in Detroit.
I got a few very special pictures, or like, you know, picture frames with, you know, some very sentimental times in my life. This is a 2004. You know, obviously I went to the University of Connecticut where we won a national championship. And this is the net from the actual game. That's me cutting it down. You know, it seems like it was yesterday. You know, I can remember everything so vividly, but it was 8 years ago, 8 long years ago. This is me right before the tip-off or during the tip-off. It's me holding the national championship trophy, and that's the scoreboard at the end of the game. You know, I remember that game really well. It's funny, one of my current teammates, Will Bynum, he actually played in this game, and you know, we played against each other for the national championship, so it was great. This was my roommate, Emeka Okafor, for 3 years at the University of Connecticut. That's, one of my very, very good friends. So moving on to the left, right after this, I played well in this tournament, which I think had something to do with me getting drafted to the Chicago Bulls as a third pick. That was the greatest day of my life, besides having my son. But that was just, working from when I was probably about 9 or 10, having that dream of playing in the NBA. This was, the reward of all those years of hard work, sweat and tears, all the sacrifice. So that's the reason why, I still have this jersey here, and I'll have it, wherever I'm at.
Ben's 5-year career in Chi-Town brought him into contact with the Bulls' most famous son.
The greatest thing about going there was actually getting to know Michael Jordan and play basketball with him. And, just kind of being his presence. And, he kind of took me under his wing early on in my career. So it was a great experience. Like I said, it's a dream come true to play and still be in the NBA, but that was an amazing way to kind of start my career off and, get things on the right track.
Having the longevity of Jordan, who had 15 years in the NBA, is vital to Gordon, and he's leaving nothing to chance as he looks to improve on his 8 years in the league.
I always told myself that, one investment I would make in myself is if I ever had a chance, I would build a gym in my home. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much money you make, it's all about continuing to try and develop and build longevity in your career and trying to get better every day. That's what it's about. That's how I got here. So this is my gym. It's a full half court. That's my logo, the BG8 you see.
And Ben's logo means more to him than just his initials and vest number.
The number 8 is very special to me. It's the number I wear on my jersey. It's the avenue I grew up on in Mount Vernon. And I guess more importantly than all of those, my son was born on the 8th day of May, so it's a special number for me.
Oh! And Elijah wants to show us that he's following in Dad's footsteps. Despite his wealth and lifestyle, Ben always finds time to give back to the community. He runs a charity foundation and takes time out to visit the less fortunate. Today, Ben's off to see children in downtown Detroit.
The kids are always grateful when they see someone that, a lot of times they admire or they look up to, or someone that they want to kind of be in their shoes. They appreciate, when we take our time and we come to sit down and talk to them. And, just kind of just being around them. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, but I think just them seeing someone like that and realizing that, hey, this person is, just like me. Why can't I accomplish the things they've done, or, even greater than what they've done? I think it goes a long way with these kids, and, that's another reason why I love it is because, I've seen people like crying and getting real emotional just from, something I may have done, whether it be, donating turkeys or donating turkeys for Thanksgiving or doing something for Christmas. I've seen people actually come to tears because they're so grateful and happy that someone, reached out to them and, touched them. So, like I said before, you can't take, that for granted.
Today's visit is close to Ben's heart.
I'm gonna speak to, a group of children at New Providence Baptist Church. I grew up in the church. My mom and my grandmom, raised me in the church, so it's great to come back here and speak to a bunch of little kids. So just gonna try to leave them with a positive message and, sign a few autographs, answer a few questions, and then, enjoy the rest of the day. Come on in. How many of you have like a dream that seems like it's really far away, but you still know that you want to do it? Deep down in your heart it's something that you really want to do one day. All right, so pretty much everybody. If you don't mind, I'm gonna ask you, what is your dream and what's your dream? Oh, can you stand up and tell me your name real quick? Yeah.
I'm Taylor, and I want to be an OBGYN.
Oh, you want to be an OBGYN? Okay, that's beautiful. What about you? You want to be like me? That's a compliment. Thank you. What about the first thing I want to stress to you guys? Whatever your dream is, it's going to be very, very hard. Almost, I don't want to say impossible, but it's going to be very difficult to do it without your education. Your education is the most important thing that you have going for you as far as reaching your goals and becoming a smarter and more intelligent individual. And then, like I said before, having faith in yourself and more importantly, having faith in God. When things aren't going the right way or things aren't going your way, it's easy to just say, forget it, I quit, or I'm not gonna try that anymore. But God bless you. But the people who make it, God bless you again. The people who make it to becoming singers or basketball players or doctors are the ones who are willing to make sacrifices, the ones who never lose their confidence in themselves, the ones who always try to stay positive, and the ones who work through tough times.
For the vast majority of these kids, the only time they get to see an NBA player is on the television. So they're overwhelmed to have one take time out for them.
It was inspiring, like how he just told me, like, just to, like, keep up with my dreams, because, like, he said he was little, he just, like, played basketball, so he just said, just keep dreaming. So.
I'm really glad to see him in here, especially I know all the rest of the guys in here and the other kids in here good. Just happy to see him because, Ben Gordon, he's a lot for Detroit, and some people in this gym as of now who play ball, they actually look up to guys like that. So it's good for him to come by here and show his support towards New Providence Baptist Church. I think it's one of the best things that ever happened to this church.
Ben is soon back at home. The next task is preparing for the new NBA season and one day representing the country of his birth.
I do feel British. Even though I was only there for 10 months and then I moved to New York and I was pretty much raised here, I always took visits back as a small child to see my family that's still there. My aunts and cousins and uncles, every time they came and visit or when someone would fly over, they would come back with all my favorite British sweets. I have a lot of great memories there, and my mom still has a small tint of a British accent, and so do my other family members, so they still drink tea pretty much every chance they get, and I grew up kind of with that, that culture that they had from Britain, so I definitely feel British, even though I didn't spend a lot of time there.
All good things must come to an end, but if you thought Ben is off to bed to draw some Z's, you'd be wrong. Remember his passion for shoes and high fashion? Well, Ben has a midnight appointment at one of his favourite boutiques in Michigan. The shops remained open specially to accommodate one of their best customers. What, more shoes?
You already see how many shoes I got, but I don't have nothing like this, though. This is good for when I go on vacation, throwing a good short sleeve shirt or 3/4 shirt, real comfortable out there on the beach. You heard his water repellent, so the water's gonna slide right off and go right back in the suitcase, nice and unscathed. So I'm gonna need a pair of these, bro. I was actually looking at these. Come on, man, we get special treatment. We going to the back, but nobody's allowed.
This is the joint I want to do.
Ooh.
Exclusive. Only one in the world so far.
This is sick. Tupac, Red Wings. It's nice right here.
And how does Ben measure up in the style category?
Ben is definitely the fresh dude, especially dealing with the NBA clients that I deal with or just dealing with any of the clients that I deal with. A lot of people are not familiar with a lot of these brands and a lot of what's going on as far as like these trends and what's hot and what's not. And Ben definitely knows what's going on. He's definitely on top of the game with the fits, the brands, just everything, all the placements, the accessories. That's all you really need.
With his closet replenished, it's time for Ben to get that well-earned rest.
Got my things from one of my favorite boutiques in Michigan. I'm tired, man. This went from the day in the life of Ben Gordon to the night, so it's time for me to get some sleep. It was great. Can't wait to see you guys again. Peace.